This slide here is a snippet out of the cultural resources range of alternatives. You can see on the far left that it involves both the Shasta and the Indian Creek unit. So both units. Alternative A has no similar action. Alternative B.
Wait.
Yeah.
I need you to tell me what that means, no similar, no similar
Thank
to
you.
what?
Yeah, I jumped too quickly.
It's a comparative term, but I don't know what you're comparing it to.
We can't compare it to anything because the current RMP doesn't have a decision for this. So we don't state anything about climbing and routes in our current 2008 land use plan.
Also, it's you- okay.
So since there's no similar action, we put that there, meaning we don't have a decision there to compare it to.
Is it fair to say alternative A just means status quo, that you don't do anything different than what you're doing now, right?
Alternative B there, climbing routes, trails, access points are all open. Define some monitoring. Probably the biggest thing in alternative B is here that BLM would close or reroute climbing routes to avoid or reduce impacts to significant cultural resources, or close the route if it's not practical and implement mitigation to avoid it. This section and this, alternative D, is that they're similar, but instead of just jumping to immediately close, the agency has said, there's a lot of things we can do first before we just jump to close. And that would be educate the visitors, help them to learn how to provide access and protect and respect and self-regulate, working with climbing organizations if it was in Indian Creek on those kind of things, or even in Shasta, both of these some climbing. And then another last option or resort would be close or do other ways to protect it. Questions on?
Well, the climbing in Indian Creek is starting to become a problem. There's just way too many people down there to the canyon. So, I think that there needs to be, I don't want to close climbs, but a permit system would be pretty beneficial.
Okay. Is that something you want to capture for tomorrow morning? Consider a permit system on climbing?
Yes.
Got it.
Okay. Yeah,
When you say educate climbers, how does a federal agency go about doing that?
it's social media sites, press releases, signage out on the trailhead, kiosks, brochures that are handed out at visitor centers, doing more brochures that are happening where people are stopping and picking them up that has, these are the routes that are sensitive, climbing this area, those kind of things. So actually in Indian Creek, as an example, we have a raptor that nests on a certain trail, and we don't have a closure on it. We do issue a press release and ask the public and the climbers, and we work with the climbing organizations going, hey, help us get the message out that during this season, we'd ask that they not go climb. And actually, they respect it fairly well. We have really good compliance with them just doing that, self-policing. And then as soon as the nesting season is over, that's back off, and then they're back using those routes. Yeah, Kelly.
So you say on that last sentence, an alternative, if impacts continue, close or reroute climbing routes, trails, and access points. Is access points roads?
In this case, we're talking about the access point to get to the climbing route, the way I'm doing it.
So the trails
The trail.
up the,
Could be a turnoff.
So nowhere in there it says roads will be closed.
So we couldn't close a road under this land use plan. We would have to wait and do that under the travel and transportation planning system later on. Okay? Can we go to the next slide? Thank you. So again, under the cultural resources section, this is Shea Canyon. Current action alternative A is hiking is limited to designated trails, except for the side canyons. You can see the range of alternatives there without me reading it to you. But the preferred alternative is that the hiking trails would continue to be open and the development of hiking trails would be allowed consistent with maintaining the monument objects and values.